Okay, so the water situation is not good. Today is going to be a bit of a challenge. The weather is coming in and it's going to be all cold and rainy for the next few days. So there's nothing left to do but to get up and get going. Don't do that. Stop making a mess, you bastard. What's your problem? Ugh. What a frickin' mess. I'm currently at a temporary spot, which a temporary spot is a spot that I stay during the day as opposed to sleeping here and staying here. I woke up this morning, packed up really quick, and then drove about 5 minutes to this roadside park where I can't stay overnight, but I can stay as long as I want while there's daylight out, and finished uploading my latest video, and now it's time to go. So the goal is to go to Mackinac Island if I can, get a meal, come back, and then drive across the bridge that separates the Upper Peninsula of Michigan from the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. Now it's about 1:30. I have an hour to drive to get to the ferry. I also have to dump my black water and fill my water tank and get across the bridge and stay somewhere down there tonight. By tomorrow morning, I think all of the warm air that I'm enjoying right now is going to be swept away, and it's going to be all cold and rainy for the next few days. So now is a perfect time for me to head down to the Lower Peninsula. On top of that, my heater hasn't been working very good, and I think I have isolated it down to the temperature sensor on there, which is a $70 part. So I ordered it from Amazon, sent it to a locker along with a full heater rebuild kit, and hopefully once I get a hold of that, clean out my heater, rebuild it, reinstall it, it'll work perfectly. So that's where we're trying to get to. That's why we're trying to get there. That's why we're trying to rush, and that's why today's going to be a challenge. So there's nothing left to do but to get up and get going. So I got to the dump station, the water is turned off, and it is 3:45 right now, so it's getting pretty late. So the island is definitely off the itinerary. The valves are open. You see them all open like that, you know they've turned it off for the season. But since the water's off, it looks like there's one up by a boat dock. I'm gonna go give a try on that one. It's 30 minutes north and kind of around kind of a little bay, and so I'm just going to go up there and check that out. I was able to get my dump in there. I refilled the flush portion of my porta potty with the water that I had, and so I used the water that I had for that, and I also used it to flush it out since I'm going to fill up the tank. I'm always trying to do this efficiently. It looks like this should be a fairly legit place to stop, but people may not like non-boats using it, so I'm going to go up to this boat ramp and check it out and be efficient about it before anybody can tell me no. If you do it fast enough and then just leave, then by the time they have a problem with it, you're already gone. And most people don't mind you pulling up for a few seconds, but if it seems like you're there for a long time, then they start to think twice. Really just stall until your tanks are full and leave. Okay, so the water situation is not good. There was none at the spigot. Well, there is some, but it's just not going to work. I need a pressure to put it into my tank, and I need more than like a trickle, since this public water is just a trickle. I need to go find somewhere where I can hook up a hose. And unfortunately, this time of the year, a lot of that stuff is turned off. And I even found one over there that's turned off. There's cold weather on the way, so everything seems to be turned off. I think I'm just gonna have to search for another spot, hopefully further forward. I'm gonna look at getting across the bridge. On that note, I caught a glimpse of the bridge, and it's a huge suspension bridge. I've been very, very careful not to research this bridge other than seeing where it's at on the map and whatnot, because I love those big surprises like that. So I saw it over the lake, and it's huge. And another thing to point out, back behind me anyway, you can't see it, I am on the coast of Lake Huron now. So there's my third Great Lake now, third. So now we're looking at Lake Huron, and it looks just as beautiful as Lake Michigan and Lake Superior have looked. So I'm gonna do some research here on iOverlander and see if I can find water on the other side of the bridge. Okay. Let's see here. So we're at the Cedarville Public Water, which isn't helpful. Oh, there's two options. This is another spring. And another spring. Not being very helpful. I may actually have to pay for water. There's a Shell. The Shell has potable water spigot on the side, so that one sounds good. I actually might have a good option here. See, that one looks excellent, but it is 94 miles away, so it's at least, yeah, it says about 2 hours away, so that's quite a hike. But it might be my best option. So this doesn't mean there's nothing on the way, it just means that nobody's noted it. So I'll just have to head for the one that's 2 hours away, the Shell, and then once I'm there I'm actually closer to a lot, and then tomorrow I'll probably head towards the coast. The problem with this Shell is there's not a lot of places for me to stay noted around there either, but it's right along the highway, so there's a good chance of a rest area. So I'm going to do some research on where to stay overnight, and we're going to get going, because I want to get across that bridge and get driving. Because it's getting late in the day and I need to have water so I can stop worrying about that, and then I need a place to stay, and then we can move forward.
We can be anything that we dream. We'll be like
What brings you here? There you go. Buckle one-handed. Alright, there we go. Got it. Alright. Dog run this way. Stay close. Well, this is a lovely little rest area just before the bridge. I'm really enjoying the sights, and I hope it continues. I hope winter doesn't get here too soon. But with this cold front coming through, which is pushing me out of the Upper Peninsula, there's a very good chance that winter is going to make fall accelerate very, very quickly as it starts to push in during the season changes. So we'll finish up and get back on the road, and we'll see you as we cross the bridge.
I'm lost in your energy. You got me feeling weightless, no gravity. I feel so hard when you look at me. Caught up in your sweet, sweet fantasy. Oh my God, it's so electric, unexpected, oh. Oh my God, this feels so reckless. Drop my defenses. You got that good vibe, good vibe. You give me that good vibe all night. You get me so high, so high. You give me that good vibe, alright. You got that good vibe, good vibe. You give me that good vibe all night. You get me so high, so high. You give me that good vibe, alright. You know what you do to me. Got me feeling helpless, no remedy. It's like I'm living in a movie scene, and I can't deny this chemistry. Oh my God, it's so electric, unexpected, oh. Oh my God, this feels so reckless. Drop my defenses. You got that good vibe, good vibe. You give me that good vibe all night. You get me so high, so high. You give me that good vibe, alright. Come a little closer, I just wanna hold you. Never let it fade away. Oh, this night is golden, natural emotion. Never let it go away. You got that good vibe, good vibe. You give me that good vibe all night. You get me so high, so high. You give me that good vibe, alright. You got that good vibe, you give me that good vibe.
So I was driving south and I could really feel myself slowing down. So I decided to stop at this rest area to get Winnie out and walk, stretch my legs. And it's only about 10 minutes from where I want to go to refill my water. I have about a quarter tank left, which is just enough for me to survive for the night. I also have 12 gallons of extra water in case things go south. So I think I'm good to go. Tomorrow I'll go get the water and then we'll go from there. I really appreciate you watching. If you haven't seen the rest of my Upper Peninsula, Michigan episodes, you should go check out those. And if you are new around here, I recommend you subscribe so you can see what comes next. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, you might as well subscribe. And I really appreciate you being here, whatever you do after. And I hope you have a wonderful day.
Find a place to make our own. We mark a spot that no one knows it's ours, off in the unknown. 'Cause this is where I wanna be, with you right here next to me. Don't know, but let's find out.